The 25th of October saw Pride Week kicking off with Beyond the Closet Lifestyle Conference, which focused on educating the community about LGBT rights, healthcare and family planning. Now, this was followed by a fit and fabulous event with various fitness providers and the highly anticipated Mr. Pride of Africa Gala dinner. Now, yesterday, the official Johannesburg Pride Parade and Festival was hosted at Melrose Arch. And to wrap off the week-long activities this month, this morning, we'll see the Stand Up for Passion-oriented breakfast. And to share more on it, we're joined by Kaye Ally, the chairperson of the Johannesburg Pride. A very good morning to you, Kaye, and welcome.
Thank you. Morning to you too.
Morning. We just gave our viewers a summary of the different events that took place the past week. How was the turnout for each event?
It was the first time we did such a long Pride Week. We had a good turnout. I mean, we had decent turnouts for the conference on Thursday. On Friday night for the Mr. Pride of Africa Awards dinner, we were full. There was not an empty seat in the house. And yesterday we reached capacity by 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
Johannesburg Pride is a free entry, so no barriers to entry event to create that inclusivity and accessibility. So we have to be controlled in terms of how many people we let in.
Yeah. I mean, why is it important to mainstream the LGBTI rights, issues and concerns?
So from a South African perspective, even though we have constitutional rights, we still have integration issues. From an African perspective, there's still so much work that needs to be done for the LGBT community. LGBT in an African context is so complex, as well as the atrocities that happen within or towards the LGBT community. A lot of it goes unspoken.
Now, social cohesion is always seen as a binary concept for gender and race. I mean, as I've just mentioned, the LGBTI community faces marginalization almost on a daily basis.
Yeah. So that is still the case in 2018. And that's why...
Why do you think that is the case, though?
I think lack of education and intolerance.
Okay.
And that's the reason why we start introducing things like Beyond the Closet, to start educating. There are informative sessions.
Okay. I mean, there's the issue of bullying of members of the LGBTI community. So what have you done about it? Are you even aware?
I am. We get a lot. So Johannesburg Pride is an unfunded NGO. We're a board of volunteers. But we do get a lot of call-outs or reach-outs via our social media network. And we do intervene where we can. About 2 weeks ago, I got a message from a matriculant in the Pretoria area where they were, as an LGBT community within the school, they're facing a lot of discrimination. And I reached out to the schools, to the principal, and I said, look, I think we need to start educating your staff and sensitizing your staff around LGBT communities. And the fact that there's no difference. We only understand difference because people tell us we're different. For me, this is who I am. So I live my authentic life. And we need to allow the youth to do the same in order for them to thrive. So I reached out to the principal and his staff and we started engaging. So it was just before Pride, but we're going to schedule a sit-down face-to-face so we can actually help them.
Yeah. And throughout the week, I mean, there's been talks and conferences and clinics about this particular issue. I mean, what was the main objective achieved with regards to LGBTI rights?
So I think for us the objective was twofold. And the fact that we're growing Pride within the Melrose Arch setup shows that we can have no barriers to entry in a very cosmopolitan, very open-ended space where the LGBT community can come and are welcome and can be themselves for the day. Okay. I think for me that no barriers to entry is a step in the right direction because there's no real pride in having something in isolation.
Yeah. So how are you planning on taking the message to those who are not part of the event?
Our social media platforms are always available.
Okay.
And we've done a lot of outreach via the media. We've also done live streaming of the event. So a lot of the LGBT activists from Africa that couldn't travel to Johannesburg to celebrate with us had a view of what we were doing over the last few days.
Okay. Let's talk about the breakfast this morning. For those who want to attend, how do they go about doing it?
We don't have any more seats left.
Really?
Yes. So it's going to be difficult for any more people to attend. The supporting events, we didn't cater for very big numbers because it was the first time we were doing it. So we wanted to do trial by error and iron out all the kinks. But yeah, we're expecting a full house.
And for those who need to get to know more about your organization and about the programs planned, how do they go about doing that? Is there a website perhaps?
Absolutely. So we've got a website, www.johannesburgpride.co.za. Via our social media pages. On Facebook, it's Johannesburg Pride. On Instagram, it's @JHB Pride. And on Twitter, it's @JHB Pride.
All right. Thank you so much, Ellie, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, the 28th of October Stand Up for Passion is a family-oriented breakfast which seeks to the community with supportive family members to join in and celebrate towards the supporting of the LGBTI community. This is Morning Live. Let's go for coffee.